Hi everyone, it's Zia from Chasing the Moon RV. This channel is about being a senior solo woman traveling in a 1994 camper van, just with my dog Charlie, little 6-pound guy. We have been on the road for exactly a month now, so 1 month down, 5 months to go. And I'm coming to you from the future. It's been quite an experience. There have been days that were filled with just joy and wonder. I didn't express fully how I felt about being in the Rockies up at Lake Louise and Lake Moraine. It was unbelievable with those huge shards of granite coming up out of the ground and surrounding me. I grew up in British Columbia. The Rockies separate my province from the next. I've seen many, many pictures of the Rockies, but nothing I've ever seen did it justice. If you have never been and you have the chance to go, please go, because it is an amazing, amazing sight. One thing I learned on this trip is that if you were going to take any of the lesser highways through Alberta, probably any of the prairie provinces, make sure you have a full tank of gas. I left Nanton, Alberta, heading for Medicine Hat, and decided to not take the Trans-Canada Highway. And I rolled in just before Medicine Hat. I think it was to a place called Red Cliff, on fumes. I was getting totally stressed out, thinking I wasn't going to make it. And then with my new mindset that I have, I said, no, it's going to be okay. I'm going to get there. Another lesson learned. Make sure you've got a full tank, because you never know when you're going to come across the next gas station. The highways are pretty bad through Alberta. Lots of potholes, and the small towns have very rough roads too, probably because of all the snow they get. I'm sure the roads take a big hit during the winter. Something I would really recommend is, if you are traveling along the Trans-Canada Highway, every time you come to a town, don't just drive past thinking that it's just another town that's nothing but a couple of strip malls on each side of the highway with, you know, a Walmart, gas stations, a McDonald's, that sort of thing. Go off the highway and go down through the oldest part of the town, and you might be really surprised at what you see. Some of the small towns gave me such a nostalgic feeling. Reminded me so much, some of the little neighborhoods of North Vancouver when I grew up there in the 50s and 60s. It was a wonderful time warp almost, and it really made me nostalgic for those days. Alberta was so different once I came down out of the Rockies. I knew that it was going to be wide open horizons and skies that went on forever. And I found that it had its own kind of beauty. I'm sure that during the really hot summer months it gets very brown, but there was every shade of green, and it was really quite a sight to see. I think perhaps by the time I've gone through Alberta and Saskatchewan and Manitoba, I may be getting a little bit fatigued with the endless stretches of highway. But on this stretch, I found it quite fascinating. One of the things that I wondered was if the people that are born and raised in the wide open spaces of the prairies, if they go to the Rocky Mountains, do they feel claustrophobic? Do they feel closed in? And vice versa, the people that grew up in the mountain areas, do they feel vulnerable and exposed when they're down in the prairies? Funny the things that cross your mind when you just have nothing to do but drive and think. Here's another exciting part of van life, the laundromat. All of the machines have names, by the way. We've got Jeff, we've got Pear, we've got Devin, and then I found someone very special to me, and that's the one I used. All done, $4 for a load, and now everything's in the dryer. Exciting Saturday night. Looks like there's a storm brewing. Yeah, there's some storm clouds coming in. I think maybe we're going to have some rain. In Calgary, there has been a severe thunderstorm warning. So we're just sitting it out, doing a little bit of reading. There has been thunder, but luckily Charlie doesn't seem to be bothered by it like a lot of dogs. I think maybe I'll light a candle and make a cup of tea and stay nice and cozy. So Charlie and we've gone for a walk and come across this absolutely stunning home. I just met the owner coming out to her car. Look at the garden. And she has told me that I'm welcome to go up into the yard and take some photos, so. But look at this. Amazing peonies. Oh my goodness. Worth a trip to Calgary just to see this beautiful home. And there's where we stayed last night, next to a park and next to all of this beauty. We're in downtown High River, going up to Maggie's Diner. For any of you Heartland fans out there, Maggie's Diner. The next shot is for my sister, who wanted me to get the old train station where apparently my grandfather shook the hand of King George. Just a quick hello from Charlie, wishing everyone a happy Canada Day. Right, Charlie? Not impressed. Good morning. Happy Canada Day to those of you who live in Canada. We are in High River, Alberta, and on our way to Medicine Hat, where I have a nephew and his fiancée temporarily living. So that's going to be fun. I've been on the road for about 3.5 weeks, and it'll be nice to have a hug from a family member. I hadn't planned on coming to High River until I realized that it was only about a 45-minute drive from Calgary. And the reason I decided to come was because my father lived in High River as a toddler for about 2 years when they first immigrated. And so I wanted to see the place where my dad had lived as a baby. And it was interesting sleeping here last night. It was kind of neat to make that connection and see a place that he had started out some of his early years. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's actually just going to be 3 peat cream cookies, but I'll do better. We stayed at High River Brewing Company last night. It is another Harvest Host location. They were very welcoming, and it felt kind of odd staying at a brewery because I don't drink beer. But one of the things that Harvest Host asks is that you stay somewhere that makes some sort of product, that you maybe spend $20 and buy something. So since I am going to see my nephew, and he does drink beer, I picked up some beer for him. This is how I imagined Alberta. The prairies to look, and it does, with the road stretching ahead as far as you can see. So this was an unexpected pit stop in Medicine Hat, Alberta. There's another wall mural on the side of this building. A couple of deer, person standing on a street corner. Lots of nice little shops. Restaurants. We ate last night in a restaurant called the Mezzanine. Apparently there is a tour of all the mural art in downtown Medicine Hat. If you're here and want to take a look at it. Lots of graffiti too. There's some on the right there. I'm gonna hit the road in a minute and head to Alberta and into Saskatchewan. One last little shot of downtown Medicine Hat, right near the railroad tracks. There's an old Assiniboine Inn and another wall mural there. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next one will be our travels through Saskatchewan and probably Manitoba too. We are far beyond that now, so as I say, I'm coming to you from the future. I'm hoping I'll be able to remember everything that we did in those provinces. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified when the next video is coming out. And as always, wherever you are, morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.